How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. So we have been working towards this set one collection since day one. Been going really slow. I haven't been grinding. I've been killing myself, to say the very least, trying to get this card, because in years past, to be completely honest, we do like the live series things. Like, it was Randy Johnson last year or before. I had that thing done in like 2 weeks. I was like, hey, gotta have it. It was burned down. I didn't feel like playing anymore after that. I was like, we're gonna take our time this year. But this year's different. This year's a lot different. And, like a Randy Johnson was undisputed best card in the game, and for a long time. This year, MLB The Show said there really isn't as much value in grinding as hard and working as hard towards sets and collections, because there's so many 99 overalls already in this game that are close to the value or close to the skill level from a statistic standpoint as some of these guys in the set one collection, like the Babe Ruth, the Chipper Jones, and the Pedro Martinez. I mean, we just take a comparison. It's like Fernando Tatis. That's not a big drop off. That's better than the Chipper Jones card. You don't have to put in 2 million stubs to get it. Gary Carter, not as good of an example. Brandon Webb, not as good of an example. That Trey Turner is nice. I know that's not it there either. What's Torrey Hunter, Brian was there's guys galore. Ken Griffey Jr., another perfect example. It's like, you can get that guy 180K, or do you want to put all those players in for the set one? And that is the question of the day. Is it worth grinding out this set one? A little late to be asking myself this after 110 players have been collected, but it's worth the discussion. I think you have to consider, first of all, you want to do 140 players. That's going to cost you about 2 million stubs if you buy all the players. But at the same time, that's averaging them out at 15K a player for 140 players, 2 million stubs. Some guys are going to be less than 15K. Some are going to be more. Most are more than 15K. So 2 million stubs. But at the same time, we have to remember there's a lot of players that are untradeable that you're going to get through, like not the Bumgarner, not the Craig, not the Gloss. That was great examples there, Quinn. Who's this? Oh, Mookie Betts. I forgot about that Mookie Betts. We gotta sell that too. I forgot that. Pick that up. There's the guys. The Marcus Stroman, Hunter Green, Christian Yelich. Those guys aren't on the market. You have to do the sets for them. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these players, one from every team. So essentially, 30 of your players could be from that. And then you have all the captains players. You have the Tops Now players that are easy to obtain. So you can get a lot of players without paying for players and having to lock them in. But that's tough. When I look at these players, I'm being completely honest, and I look at 2 million players. The reason I like doing sets like this in the past, and this is personal opinion, I like doing sets in the past like this because I thought it gave me an advantage. The point of having Ultimate Team is to have the very best team in the game. The point of having a very difficult set that costs 2 million stubs is to have a card that is very, very hard to obtain without grinding your rear end off in this game and having it be one of the best cards in the game undisputably. And because of all the 99s in the game this year, I'm a lot more leery of it, where I say I wouldn't encourage as many people if it's just like you grinding it compared to having good players. I still think the Babe Ruth's worth it. I mean, it's 125s across the board. You can't do better than that. You'll probably not find too many cards better than that. The only thing that could outdo this Babe Ruth card is if he was a diamond defense. And again, 125s across the board. I can't imagine any other player getting that except for maybe the set 2 collection. So I do think the Babe Ruth is worth it. And you say, all right, 140 players, Babe Ruth, completely worth it. I would love to do it. It's still a lot of stubs. It's just something to keep in mind that, if you can hit just as well with 110 contact and 125 power, there's plenty of guys out there like that aren't Babe Ruth. I kind of like, again, hard to have. I like having stuff other people can't have. I think that's a fun thing in this game. I think that's part of an Ultimate Team. You're trying to build the Ultimate Team. It's not supposed to be easy to have all 99s. Anyway, that's my rant for another day. You can probably guess how I feel about there being 50,000 99s in the game already. Anyway, some people love it. It's everybody's personal preference. Let's talk Pedro Martinez. He does throw over 100. He's got a 22 to 25 mile-an-hour pitch drop to that curveball that comes in at 70. He's got a slider, cutter, circle change. He's got some of everything. Control 109, K's 113, doesn't give up a lot of home runs. I'm really close to wanting that Pedro Martinez. I could see myself wanting both. I think it's a thing you slow grind to see where you get. See how many stubs you have later on after you get Babe. And there's Chipper Jones, who 115 by 125, 121 by 125. I think there's cards already in the game better than this. It's close. I don't want to get too ignorant about it, but again, he's a gold defender as a third baseman as well. So for a guy like Chipper Jones, I don't think going all the way to 240 is worth it, or 260. If it's 2 million for 110, it's going to be about 4 million for 260. Again, that's a rough estimation. It's probably closer to 3 million ish, maybe even a little bit less, 3.5, because you're going to have so many players that are untradeable you don't have to pay for. Still, that is a lot of stubs. Is Chipper Jones? That's what you have to ask yourself. Essentially, what you're paying for that Chipper Jones is 1 million stubs to go from 200 collects to 2.6. Is Chipper Jones worth 1 million stubs? Is there other players out there? I think that's what you really have to ask yourself when you collect these players. Is a player worth that? Is Babe Ruth worth 2 million stubs? And that's why I say you slow collect it. I think because you can slow collect these guys, and again, we have 110 players. I know some people that are close to 110 as well that don't buy the players. A lot of these we buy. Other people have played the game. But if you play the game a lot, I mean, 110, you need 140. So I say absolutely it's worth locking them in for the 140, just knowing by how many other people have it. I think, a projected person that says like this weekend we can have Babe Ruth. We need 30 players. If I wanted to buy them, buy them out right now, it could by the players. But you have Tops Now players, you're going to have like 7 or 8 more of those. There might be another event. If we play a little bit more and get some more captains players, I mean, that's going to give us 10 to 15 more players. We'll be 15 short. But I imagine a lot of people, if they're grinding out all the offline modes, they're close to 90 to 100 right now. And for that reason, again, 15,000 XP as well. I think it's very much worth it to do the Babe, lock that in. I wouldn't lock in players worth over 40K. That's me personally. I don't think you need to. I don't think you'd have to do that. That's the one thing to say. I wouldn't be locking in Julio Rodriguez. I swear I put him back on the auction. Okay, I didn't. I'm lost right now. Don't mind me. I forgot who we did and didn't sell apparently. But that's definitely a thing there. I think there's a lot of 99s that come out. Like right now, Fergie Jenkins is an example. Oh, actually, Ricky Henderson is an example. While the XP pats out, I mean, the guy's 20K. You can't beat that for 99. I think those are kind of guys. It's like those are good guys to kind of stock up on now. You don't necessarily have to lock them in. You can see where you get. But it's good guys to have it in now because you will need some of the more higher price players. And you can't beat 22K for a 99 overall. But that's our thoughts. I'm all in on the 140. I'm very cautious after that, especially considering it just depends where you're at as well. If you're just like pouring stubs out the rear end, pulling great players, go after them. But if you're like, I just want to enjoy my favorite players, it's like, we'll go that direction. But again, there's what, whole front page 29K, 27K. There's Brooks Robinson. I think we picked him up for 22, 23K. A lot of those guys go for that range. So it's more than doable. It's still going to cost a lot of stubs. I still like it. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.